Hey guys, it's Sergeant Hayner, represent ZoomTheTBT, and we're very proud tonight to have the victorious Sideline Cancer off their big win against Team Hines. We'll go ahead and show that. You see that little X mark they put on them on Saturday, and probably the game of the tournament. Charge, how exciting was this game?
No, this game, absolutely, not only the game of the tournament, but when you go back in history, has to be one of the premier games of all time. Obviously, a field of 64, those first-round games are interesting. When you go down to 24, they're fascinating. And to go down to Elam ending, winner takes all on one shot, ball in Marcus Keene's hand for the win, 93-91 was just dramatic fashion. Great job, guys.
Great game. Let's talk about what guests we have the pleasure of having on. Friends of the pod, we have guard Mo Creek and head coach Charlie Parker. Gentlemen, what's going on today?
You know, just a little rest, a little recovery, and a little more preparation for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, so let's start with you, Mo. So you talked a little bit about rest and recovery, Coach Parker. So how good did it feel to be in that EJ Brandy Winners Lounge last night? And did you close it out like 2 or 3 in the morning, or did you get home and get that rest?
Nah, we just resting up, honestly. You know, we got a big game coming up tomorrow. We know this is a business trip for us, and we're trying to win it all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then going back to you, Coach Parker, obviously a lot of recognition for Sideline Cancer last year, going out there and shocking the world with Kansas and Wichita in those around of 64 and round of 32 games. But to beat a Team Hines team that, they thought they were snubbed by getting a top 8 seed, and you guys really came in and took care of business. So what was the key to the game for you that put you guys over the top?
Well, just to be clear, last year after the tournament ended, I noticed that the tournament ranked us as the 9th best team in that tournament as a post-tournament ranking. So we felt like, due to the things we've done over the years, and especially last year, that we were a team that should be ranked up close to that top 8. We always seem to be playing an underdog role, but we don't go into the game thinking underdog. We're always confident in the players that we have and the abilities we have. The Team Hines team, we knew that team was formidable. We prepared for them, obviously. There were some mistakes that were made, but, we prevailed with the talent that we had and the plays and the X's and O's that we drew up.
Yeah, and I mean, you're looking at this game, and it was one of the classics of this whole tournament, 93-91, great Elam inning, and you guys were behind a lot of this game and kept clawing and fighting back. And one thing I want to ask you about Parker or Mo Creek, whichever one you want to answer, I see the one thing that jumps off the screen in red is that foul shooting disparity, 28-13 free throws. Both teams played aggressive. How would you say the disparity in free throws came to be?
They played really well. They drew fouls, and of course, as basketball players, we feel as if we don't foul sometimes, but the refs are doing their job really well, and we just made shots, and that's one thing about our team that we can really say about ourselves is that we're never out of a game. Don't matter how much we're down or if we're up, we count ourselves in the game at all times, and a lot of people count us out at all times, and that's why we keep surprising people as we go.
Yeah, Mo, so one of the things that I found cool when watching the game yesterday and then kind of looking at the score again today, really, really deep team. You guys really had some handoffs, so critical for you to start off the first quarter hot. You had 8 points, led the team. You kind of did a handoff, and Remy and Diamond took over in the second, and then obviously Marcus started to do his thing late in the game. So tell me about kind of that mindset when you started getting that rhythm in the first quarter. When did you know this game was going to be feeling really good for you guys?
Once we step on the floor, it feels good for us. I know these guys really well. I mean, it's a couple of new faces on this team this year, but I know what everybody can do. And I did start off hot, and that just shows the depth of our team. We have a great team. We got scores all the way around. We got people who know their role and know what they need to do for this team, and that's what makes us special. We only had one real good practice before that game, and for us to come out there and stick together when we were down and to pick ourselves up and get this win against a talented team like Team Hines, that was great for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of the vibe of this game too, because you guys were down a lot. I mean, you kept getting down, clawing back to tied or slightly, then going down 7, 8, 9, even double digits at times. So a lot of sort of testicular fortitude in this game, gentlemen. But one thing I thought was really striking also was getting Griffith out of the game really helped, because he was one of the guys who was really active and got a lot of second chances for you guys, and really against you. And was it a big thing to get them out of their rhythm, get him off the court? Did that help you guys later in the game?
Well, their bigs definitely did hurt us, you know, and it's crazy because going into the game, we knew we were going to start our biggest lineup. We had a lot of focus on Marcus Thornton and on Brandon Paul from a strategy standpoint on defense going in. I think the main thing was just when we play defense the way we know we're capable of, and keep the ball out of the paint, and make them take long contested shots, then we definitely are capable of getting stop after stop after stop. The main thing late in the game, you know, I definitely think Griffin going out potentially hurt them. But for us, we just wanted to stay focused, never get too high, never get too low, and just keep grinding, stay the course, get stops. We know that when we get stops, it's even harder to defend us when we're out on the run.
Yeah, and Coach Parker, I know on the last episode you talked a lot about how important it was to get this core back with Mo, Remy, Marcus, Eric, et cetera, et cetera. But one of your new guys, Diamond Stone. So I guess two questions for you. The first one is he left a little bit right at the end of the game. Looked like he may have tweaked a leg or ankle or something. How's he doing right now?
His spirits are up. He's trying to recover. And right now, the main thing for him is just his own safety, his career, and his health. So I know that he's wanting to play. I know that he, you know, last night he was like, I'm good, and he's going to do everything that he can to get on the floor. I'm not going to give away anything as far as tomorrow is concerned.
You're not?
About his availability. But I will say that he's in good spirits. And at the end of the day, no matter what, we're going to make a decision that's best for him.
Yeah, so Mo, GM Billy Clapper must have had concerns about how good the shooting was on this team with you and Marcus and Remy. So I had to bring in a three-point sniper like Diamond Stone to help you guys out a little bit.
Yeah, Diamond did his thing. I mean, I knew Diamond was a sniper when we was shooting the other day, and you know, he was sticking with us, and actually beat us a couple times in the shooting contest. And you know, he came up big. His every point from everybody came up big, but for Diamond to come in his first game with us and get 19, that was huge for us. We needed every point to beat Team Hines.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was one of the more entertaining basketball games I've ever seen. And you look at this roster again, it's really talking about Keene, Abel, you, Mo Creek, a lot of real tight scoring. So every time I was watching that game and seeing Stone try to basically turn into Dirk Nowitzki on the perimeter as a stretch shooting five, I was like, whoa, this is both odd, but also unlocks a five out and really allows you guys to provide even more spacing for you and Abel and Keene to work. So, Coach Parker, does having a stretch five come in there really even open up over more driving lanes for your guards and wings?
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why we were looking to add somebody like him. I mean, he was a very fortunate add for us late. And I mean, he is a five. Obviously, we had him start at the 4 based on his floor spacing ability. Whenever Eric Thompson was not in the game, we had him playing a stretch 5, and it's huge. It's huge on the fact that he can space the floor, but it's also harder for the defense because you never know if he's going to roll or pop. So just having the option of doing both makes it a little bit harder for the defense to figure out how to guard the guard off the ball pick.
All right, so we're going to head in and talk a little bit about the matchup against Team Challenge ALS. So really intriguing matchup. Obviously, Sideline Cancer playing for a great cause. Team Challenge ALS playing for a great cause. So we have some of the, not only better teams from a quality standpoint on the court, but a better team from a character standpoint on the court as well. So this is going to be a really intriguing matchup. One of the advantages I thought you guys held against Team Hines was your depth and obviously that cohesion, these guys playing together for so many years. So this Challenge ALS team, they lost Casper Ware. They lost Marvell Harris. So they're going into this with only 8 players as well. But arguably one of the better point guards, and your team probably has one of those as well, in Tyrese Rice. So Coach Parker, playing against a guy like Tyrese Rice, how do you prepare for that?
Honestly, we're going to prepare for him pretty much the same way that we prepare for these other strong guards we faced. You know, as Mo said, we only got one practice part of the first game where we were actually able to go up and down and play 5-on-5 basketball. So a lot of it's more mental and just understanding the coverages that we're going to use and executing them. I believe that in a tournament like this, without a full season of practice where you're around these guys for months and you're able to understand all types of different ways to defend, I just believe that in defending the textbook fundamental way, doing it correctly, doing it with aggression, and making guys work. So some of those textbook defensive coverages that you could find from high school to college to pros, that's what we're going to do. And we're just going to try to make it tough for them the same way we did with Team Hines.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be an interesting challenge because trying to do this defense, you look at these sort of career per games, and as usual, all of our stats are by my partner and friend, Charge Nation. You see guys putting up 12, 14, 20 points a game. I mean, every team you face here is quality players, but every person you see in this lineup, everybody's a weapon. So, like, how are you going to keep your defensive integrity shell? How are you going to try to avoid getting beaten on an island? How are you going to try to keep them from just spreading you out?
Well, as far as spreading out, that's a great point. You know, keeping the ball at the paint is huge, right? And it would probably start with Tyrese Rice. If Tyrese Rice is able to get into the paint, it's going to cause problems because of the shooting ability of the pros that play in a tournament like the TBT. So I just believe that the main thing will be controlling the ball from a defensive standpoint, not letting that ball get into the paint, keeping everything trying to go laterally or east and west. And it's definitely going to be tough. Every single team in this tournament's got talent. I try to stay cool, calm, and collected with the message that I give to the team because I just believe that we're going to be confident in what we can do, and they got to guard us as well.
Yeah, and so Mo, one of the more unique players on Challenge ALS, in my opinion, is Stefan Branch. Just a really unique player from a defensive standpoint. You know, whether it be steals, whether it be blocks, just really aggressive guy. So you guys game plan a little differently. I know on offense you would typically you kind of know a couple of these guys and they're gonna give most of the touches. But a guy like Branch on defense, you game plan differently when they have such a impressive specialist like him.
No, we just want to play our game at all times. I mean, we're not going to switch up for nobody. We know what we do best. We know how we play. We're going to stick to what we do best. We get up and down. We run. We get stops. We shoot the ball when we're wide open. We crash. We help each other out. We do everything that a lot of teams can't do. And a lot of teams can't shoot as well as us. I think we're one of the top shooting teams in this tournament, so that's why we are so dangerous. And like I said, we're going to be ready at all calls, and we're going to come out here and play our best game.
Let's bring it back to your guys' pretty faces too. I think we're done with the slides. Thanks for coming on again. We just want to remind you guys. So it's great having two teams for a cause playing. I know we've touched on this before, but like this is kind of the America's matchup. A team like Sideline Cancer is fighting to eradicate pancreatic cancer versus a team that's trying to raise awareness for debilitating disease like ALS. This is really talks about what the sort of great thing about the tournament is giving causes a loving show through basketball. Mo, is it kind of interesting playing guys you also respect when you both have a cause behind you? Is that sort of even the field on playing for something bigger than yourselves?
Yeah, most definitely. I know that they're going to come out and play for their cause and do everything they can to win for their cause, and that's exactly what we're doing. Every time we step on the floor, we know who we're playing for. We play for Sideline Cancer. We play for Jermaine Marshall. We play for I Can. That's our cause, and every time we step out, we know who we're doing it for. So, we're going to give our best effort, and I know they're going to give their best effort. It's going to be one hell of a game tomorrow, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so Coach Parker, obviously, I love watching online. I mentioned this in a tweet like a month ago. It's pretty cool to see the community rally around your team with watch parties. I don't think any other teams actually have massive, massive groups of people getting together for watch parties. So, obviously no fans in the arena, but how important is that, just knowing that you have this army of, the Griffith Foundation, Sideline Cancer supporters watching you at home?
Man, the Griffith Family Foundation has been awesome. The support has been great. Like Mo said, we know what we're playing for, but a lot of that is not just because they understand what the cause is. It's because they felt the love from the Griffith Family Foundation. Our players have felt the love from the fans that do voice calls and voice chats, send videos. Last year, we had 3 or 4 of them fly out to Wichita just to watch us play. So we had 9,000 deep in the stands against us, and we got our 4 people, student section right behind the bench, including Kathy Griffith, just decked out in purple. So when you see that type of fearlessness from somebody like Kathy Griffith and the people that follow her and the energy that she brings and the love that she brings, it's literally a family with Sideline Cancer, and everybody that plays for us knows it. So we definitely play with that in our hearts.
Yeah, it's always interesting, too, watching you guys, because obviously Charge and I have been following this tournament for a long time, and you guys always come correct. You always come to play, and you're always seated pretty low, and you always put the fear of God into someone bigger. A 6 seed, beating a 6 seed, that would be right up you guys' alley. Mo, what do you got to do tomorrow to win?
We just got to play our way. And, it's going to be times where we do something, that puts us down, or, we're not going to have to lead the whole game. I would love to have to lead the whole game, but I know if we don't, we're not going to get down. We're going to stay as a team, and we're going to play Sideline Cancer way. And the best thing we can do is just get stops and make shots, and that's the name of the game. So I think that's what we most importantly got to do.
Yeah, one unique fact now about Sideline Cancer. Unfortunately, we didn't want to see it go this way, but Sideline Cancer is the only team to have appeared in all 7 TBTs now. So it's down to Eberline Drive and Sideline Cancer, the only 2 teams to be accepted into every TBT event. And unfortunately, Eberline had a COVID situation and had to be removed. So you guys are kind of one of a kind now. And so my question more for you, Coach Parker, is, just the longevity and the experience you have. ALS kind of balances out a little bit. So how important is the experience versus some of these other teams that are building new teams? So ALS is a lot different this year than they have been in the past.
I mean, that's what we try to do. Every single year that we've had this, we've always brought somebody back from the past year. And, I've been on this thing from day one. This is my 7th season, 3 as a player and 4 now as a coach. Dwayne Johnson's been with us for 6 years, so the only year he didn't play was that first year. And it kind of just rolls over. So I was telling somebody earlier today, starting off with Jermaine Marshall, God rest his soul, that's our brother right there. But if it wasn't for him, we might not have a Mo Creek or a Remy Abel on our squad. And last year, some guys that Mo and Remy knew came on, like Ray Cowles and Upson, who unfortunately were not able to make the trip this year. But we love the idea of being able to add talented players that have a relationship. And if you talk to Billy Clapper, our GM, you'll hear him say that all the time. We really actually are going after the relationship more so than just the talent. And like you said with Mo, we know each other, right? We have confidence in each other. We play together, and bringing that type of nucleus back each and every year, top 5, top 7 guys, and then adding a couple of talented players like Diamond Stone. And, it goes a long way when you can have a nucleus like that and then add somebody like Diamond Stone, add somebody like Dion Wright and say, hey, this is how we do things. These are our guys that have been here before. Let them lead the way. You add your little cherry on the top, and hopefully we can take it all the way to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, this team cohesion really makes this team a joy to watch. I was watching the game last night. I just saw that you guys were playing each other. Like guys like Thompson willing to give up their body to create shots for guys like Mo and Keys. I mean, it's just a great, great, great lineup. Mo, we're going to get out of here. So many things we know you guys have practice tonight. We have to have a team meeting. We got to make sure you guys have time to prep for ALS in this tough matchup. You've been in the tournament numerous times. What is your favorite memory of this event?
I think my favorite memory was when we went to Wichita last year. Honestly, that crowd was amazing. It took me back to college days, and it felt like I was in college again. So for us to beat Kansas in Wichita, Kansas, and then to beat Wichita State in Wichita, it was just a great feeling. It actually gave me the boost of confidence that we could beat anybody. Because that was our first year. The year before, we went out in the first game, so we didn't know what to expect coming in, but we knew we had a goal in mind. But when we put that goal together and say, we're going to get games, we're going to win games, that's what – and it started that year. That's why we got the win last night, just because of the confidence that was built last year.
So, hey, quick question for you, Coach Parker, before Hainer closes. So you have your assistant coach, Jordan Griffith. Is he a secret weapon that we do not know about? He's actually listed in FanDuel. For $8, I could have slid him into my daily fantasy roster. I passed on him.
Oh, wow.
He didn't see any playing time. So is he a secret weapon that nobody knows about?
I mean, he does practice with us sometimes. You never know.
I know how you like to keep it close to the vest. So, yeah, I saw mine, and I was tempted to pull the trigger, but I think I'll take my chance with Mo or Remy or Marcus.
I would definitely take Mo or Remy over him. But if you ask him one wide open shot in the corner, he might knock that thing down. You never know.
That's what everybody says. That's my line to my teams when I play. Secret weapons and deep and important causes. The gentleman from Sideline Cancer. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.